Fast forward, in come our journey, so AGH Politics Avenue. Podcast also training because making headlines. And a gem right now, you did exomo, or need me a humbraxium say, and AD can when you have stress over to subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, so share na out of what aka and so inside into me and giving you sure when you can say what me I answer at the amami. Now, Dr. Joshua Zato, a political and policy analyst, or a Eugene. Now, Kpandai parliamentary rerun, and a papa to me, a casa afahu. Now, what they say, ye weabem, and now about to see the and Kofoa Omoto Abano, a dog, a chain, a dear, a whole register. Nina, Yamfa a yet, some buono, and a year. Collation sentence no. Presiding officer, this is a woman, this is a woman, say, Omoko no Moko Abanson. Yemfa Sak it has a share any praying in a embo. Now, what I say, collation sentence no. It is becoming weakest point in our electoral system. Papaya Demre Abra. We in some ego at this point in time. Yen semre, young court na swear, not young Renier court any neighbor. AGH politics, Abbott. Yamon ransom.
On that, and then we avoid these things.
The truth, which is uncontestable from Kofi's analysis, sorry, Mr. Bento's analysis, is what we are seeing playing out right now. Dr. Joshua Zato, yes. in the Kpandai constituency.
Thank you. Both gentlemen are right. Elections are won at the polling station. It's more of a political statement and not a legal principle. It's the idea. It's a political statement. It's simple saying that look, don't like. It's not even a utopian idea. That look, is the results people vote at the polling stations. That is their first contact with the voting. Mm-hmm. And as I said, there's somebody who is in the market, votes and goes back to his market. Mm-hmm. He goes back to his farm. He goes back to his normal life. Mm-hmm. So since it's the first entry of the voting process, it then means that is where the elections, that is where it really matters as to who does that. So as a political principle, it is then your duty to make sure that one, elections are won at the polling station also means that it's your duty to make sure your people show up to vote. It's your duty to make sure your people show up not only to vote, but to also vote well. It's your duty to make sure that your people go out there in their good numbers and they are more than the other people. Mm-hmm. And so, as a political statement, it matters because if your people don't show up to vote, mm-hmm. if your people don't show up to vote well, mm-hmm. if your people don't show up and do the right thing, then no matter what happens, you're going to lose the elections at the polling stations. So, the polling station then becomes the rallying point mm-hmm. and the main of the elections. Yes. Because that is where you vote. There's something that used to happen around 1992, 96. Some of us were kids are going there. It was the phenomenon of the snatching of ballot boxes. Mm-hmm. Those times, that was where the whole idea of just macho men came inside. When we used to move ballot boxes to places to go and count. Mm-hmm. People were snatching ballots. So the emphasis then was on ballot boxes. That is why you saw that from 92 to 96, in other words, mm-hmm. this country, through IPAC and others, we invested to improve the ballot box processes. Mm-hmm. So the whole idea of making them transparent
yes.
and the whole process of counting them at the center mm-hmm. was to try to demystify this thing about the ballot box and also to discourage the snatching of ballot boxes.
Okay.
So, I mean, if the results are already counted and declared, they use snatching the ballot boxes of no consequence. That was the whole idea, mm-hmm. to disincentivize, again, hooligans from what? Snatching ballot boxes.
Okay.
That was the idea, the central idea there.
I see.
Now, my point is that the emphasis has now, so over the years, we've done a lot as a country at the polling stations. Mm-hmm. What we have so far not done, or what the new trend that is now coming is at the coalition centers. Right. People have now realized that if you snatch a ballot box, it's useless to snatch a ballot box because the other candidate has it. And usually, if you realize, by the time you are going to the coalition centers, losing candidates no, winning candidates no. Everybody has, and you can use very rudimentary, like he's saying, technology to collate your results. So that by the time that all the results are coming, sometimes if you live in a place like Sesala East, which is just by distance, by how big it is, one of the largest constituencies in the country. By the time somebody leaves Santijan and is carrying a ballot box to Tumu, it depends upon it may cost 30 minutes, 1 hour to come. But that time, the coalition, they've already got the results. So what people have now started to do to give the system is to attack coalition centers. Coalition centers have now become the most vulnerable link in our electoral processes. And we are here today because of events like that. My point is that unless or until, and the coalition centers, yes, it has a technology, there's a security issues. We should be able to have coalition centers that if we say these people are not supposed to be there, they shouldn't be there. If we say that these people have no right to be there, they shouldn't be there. We should do that. But quickly, I wanted to go back to the map on some.
Because you stayed a bit on this
Okay.
matter of whether elections are won or lost at the polling station, Mr. Kofi Bento has done justice to that particular issue. And this is where I welcome Nelson Roxon Dapiamepo, is the majority chief whip in this 9th Parliament, in the Member of Parliament for the South Dyke constituency. He's a private legal practitioner in good standing. Good morning. Welcome.
Thank you. And good morning to my senior.
Thank you.
And my junior.
Good.
And my friend. In fact, my genius. And my friend, Dr. Zato.
Oh, no, is it the fertilizer to tell you no come yet? It has not
The fertilizer
It has not come.
I'm told that fertilizers have been supplied. You haven't gone to see your DC. Are you fighting your DC?
No. Oh, he said
So
good
what is
point.
it?
So the free fertilizer is there.
I tell you, thank you, Jerry.
My DC, my MC is Cadet. We call him Cadet. Right?
Yeah.
Cadet and Niane. What's my fertilizer? I'm just
When
telling
I
you.
left here that day, I called Eric Opoko. I said, Minister, you heard Dr. Zato. Zato says, also, no. Zato has refused to go and see. Zato is dealing with his party people. He's not dealing with the MC.
Okay, so Cadet, I'm coming to you. I'm coming to the MC for my fertilizer.
For this, let me also acknowledge the presence of Justice Abdullahi. He is also a private legal practitioner. He is a lecturer at the UPSA Law Faculty. And those who are studying law would reference his cases every now and then.
We don't study law, we read law.
We read law.
We read law.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Good morning. You see, because it keeps changing, it's mutating. Every day, new things come up. You're always reading.
Albert, I think
you know who said that to us? Kumado.
Let me hear him. Let me hear him.
Roxanne will never finish.
Kumado said, you people, you are like, you roam around like social scientists.
Thank you.
In law, we read law, we don't study law.
Please.
So, as I was saying, I think I haven't been in the studio for about 3 years.
3 years, that's true.
Yeah. Wow. I haven't been here for the last 3 years. I think my last time, I'm not sure.
Okay. Right.
Wow.
Indeed.
So it's good to be here.
It's good to be here, indeed.
Yes,
Thank you so much.
And I know Martin has been holding the fort.
We'll have a good conversation indeed. Thank you for coming
For the
through.
record, Kofi is my colleague. So
Perfect.
So I'm surrounded by lawyers.
Yes.
I'm the only political analyst sitting here. Okay. So surrounded by in the sea of lawyers. Okay.
Thank you very much. Mr. Dankwa, now, and I come back to you because of the work you started doing already on the ground ahead of December 30 and the polls and how things are looking like. We put this picture of what's been happening in the constituency on the screen to give us a clear indication of how things are played out over time. If you look at the margin for the NPP in 2024, that which has been contested now, Lawyer Kofi Bento made the point earlier about the incumbency advantage, right? Because now the dynamics have changed. In that election, at least, before the declaration in Kpandai, we didn't know who was going to be president. So that may have also influenced. And the NPP was incumbent in that particular election. Do you already see the signals of the incumbency advantage playing out for the NDC? Quick one.
Right, Alfred, thank you very much. Let me just sneak 2 data out of Kpandai this morning, just to buttress the point I'm going to make. About 62% of Kpandai voters believe the country is headed in the right direction.
62%?
Yes, compared to 29%. When you ask them about the performance of the president, about 61% approve of the way he's doing his job, and 30% don't approve. Now, this is what Mr. Bentel called incumbency advantage. If this is to replicate on the ground on election day, the NPP could be disadvantaged. But at the moment, the NPP looks very competitive, not very close race. But we don't know yet whether these two data would influence the eventual outcome. But by 2 weeks' time, I think we'll be there to find out.
So, the two very important data points you referenced today ahead of the release of your poll on Monday, correct? Is that
yes,
the two questions of where the country's direction,
yes,
as we speak, is favoring the NDC. That is over 60% for the president. But then again, that's not surprising, because if you look at the trends, presidential, the NDC has always won this constituency. Even in 2024, they won, actually, with just about 1%, right? So if I'm going by the trends of how the NDC has dominated presidential in this constituency, that data point will not be too far away from truth, based on the trends.
Yes, and probably it could mean that NDC could do better in the presidential in Kpandai if there was a rerun today, based on these numbers. But you know, when it comes to parliamentary elections, the individuals are very, very crucial in this. But again, I mean, looking at where we are as a country and the numbers in parliament and developmental issues facing the people, this will be the biggest challenge that could affect the NPP candidate as he goes into the election.
Some few minutes on the lawyer Dapiampo, on this, because you're majority chief whip, concerned about how things are playing out in Parliament, your numbers and representation as well. You had cause to speak about this when the Electoral Commission had not come out as yet to make a determination because of the clerk to Parliament's notification. Eventually, that was done. But this is the picture of the Kpandai constituency. It's nobody's win, easy.
Yeah,
It's
the
NPP is so strong on the
as
ground.
we speak. It's a 4-3 as we speak. And we seek to make it a 5-3.
You want to win.
If you recall the events of the morning of 7th January 2025, I was one of the people who told Senior Nyindam that you are on secondment, you are on probation. In fact, I used the phrase, Senior Nyindam, you are on probation, because we raised the issue that we were contesting the results in court. You know, himself and my late brother for Akwetia, you know, and Skumi, and Ernest and I. No, we are young, we are vibrant, we jive. But we wanted him out because of the pepper they showed us in Jachikwesi. But they told us that they were willing to face the consequences. So they should be sworn in. If you recall, we took issues with Jetro. Because Jetro was then, the clerk to Parliament was then standing orders. He would swear in the MPs. Then the MPs will now have the locals to now vote for a speaker. Because we didn't have a speaker at the time. So we raised the issues. And Nyindam told me, I'm senior to you in this house. Whatever you say, me, I'm strong to face the consequences. I said, for now you are on probation. And we laughed about it. Then we sat quietly and went about our court matters. We were not fanciful, we were very methodical. So after about 11 months, the court made a pronouncement, not in our favor. We were looking for a decision in our favor. It didn't happen. It was a neutral decision based on issue 1 that we set for determination. If you look at the issues set for determination, our issue 1 was whether or not the infractions in the 41 constituencies were such that they affected the outcome of the elections in the 152 polling stations. And the judge agreed that, yes, they were so material that it contaminated the sanctity of the outcome. So, Electoral Commission had been directed to go, and this is the order of the court, properly drawn out. It says, upon hearing both petitioner and respondent's lawyers, blah, 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 it is hereby ordered that the petition of petitioner is upheld. And this court orders a rerun of the Kpandai constituency parliamentary election in 30 days. Second respondent to comply with the order.
That is the Electoral Commission.
That's the Electoral Commission. And you know, being a diligent lawyers, we took steps to get the order drawn out and serve on Parliament. Originally, Parliament was part of the suit. Parliament and the district director of the Electoral Commission, but later they got non-suited. And so we proceeded against Nyindam himself as first respondent, and then the Electoral Commission as the second respondent. But ex abundante cautela. So we serve Parliament.
Oh, so what does that mean? What you just said?
For want of abundance of caution.
You have to communicate in plain language.
Oh,
it's a plain language movement
people,
that is going on.
Sometimes you must communicate to the technical people to like.
But you are communicating
like
to the masses,
communicate to them.
not the learned colleagues of yours.
You are now in the law, so you need to. You haven't told the people that you are now a student in the law. So you need to be using the jargon so that they know. People appreciate you when you are in the law. Yes.
Please go ahead. Please go ahead.
Zato, you yourself, you must go to law school. You must. Otherwise, you are not learning.
Stay on course. Please, go.
No, that's by the by. So we took precaution to serve Parliament that these were the events happening in one of the high courts, and the outcome is that a seat in Parliament has fallen. And he got Speaker to pronounce. On the 25th, when I raised the matter, 25th, 27th, when they decided that Nyindam should make a statement, should comment on the principles of the budget. So I said, no. Nyindam no longer has locus.
Right.
We've tolerated him for 10 plus months. But as we speak, he's been denounced by a high court of this republic. And that is the High Court Tamale Commercial Division. That the ex nihilo fits. Because you see, you can't put something on that and expect it to stand. The pronouncement that brought him to Parliament, which I questioned from day one, has now been determined. So he no longer has the locus. He has no locus standi on the floor. They wanted to chew my head off. But eventually the Speaker said, yes. Per the terms of the order, it meant that Article 97 has been sprung back to life. There's a vacancy. But you to avert your mind to CI 19, Court of Appeal rules, I believe 20 or so as amended by CI, I think 119, 2020. Where it's been amended that there's automatic 7-day stay. So the automaticity of the stay is such that you can't ask Nyindam to leave the floor today. But after expiration of 7 days, which expires on the 1st of December, he no longer would. Because Speaker was very clear. But Speaker threw in a punch and said, if he files a further process, that may mean that Parliament's hands may be stayed. He uses the word phrase, may.
Yes.
Now, the may means if those are brought to his attention, then they may have to come to a decision to further stay their hands. But the may means that you have to persuade him.
I see.
Yes, so those persuasions didn't happen. So
what do you mean by you have to persuade
if the man says, if the man files further processes, but it is right, and Bentel is here, very learned in the law. learned before. So his study of the law was reading of the law was an icing on the cake, because he's been reading our constitution long before he went back to law school too, for shege reasons. That's for him. He studied law for shege reasons. Yes, that's for you. You
just
see,
throwing punches.
Left, right, center. Punches. As for Zato, to they'll kill you.
Thank you.
You know, so
we ain't some how do it in course or channel so. I'm not so dim or had a senator body in the Adomia. It was some bow rib. Nah, ya smoke one song so cry. Ah, a politics avenue.